All right, guys, it has been quite some time since I've done a live video, so I'll wait for you guys to come on in here. But basically what I'm doing here is asking you some Q&A questions about the S52 swap, the BMW E30, the Berty30. So once you guys get in here, let me know where you guys are from and start asking some questions, I guess. So I see some people rolling in, so say what's up. Ask me a question. That way I can answer your question. And they pop up on my screen as we go. So the S52 swap is done. I've been doing I have like all the footage on it and everything like that. We got a bunch of people pouring in. Let me know where you guys are from. Ask me some questions again. We got about 10 people in here right now, so we're starting to gain some numbers. Ask me something and I'll answer your question. If you're not asking or giving me a thumbs up, vibe check. All right, awesome. From Chile, from Jersey, awesome, man. So yeah, S52 swap is done. I have done one track today with it. All right, here comes some questions. Awesome, man, awesome. And the car, it's amazing. It's so good with the S52 swap and the 5-speed and the CAE shifters in here. Dude, the shifter is just amazing. I'm kind of letting the car heat up. The battery is dead. It's been sitting for about a week. I think I have an old battery now. I'm probably gonna have to replace that. Maybe I'll put in a lightweight one or something along those lines. But let me get to some of your guys' questions here. So this dude's saying what's up from Chile. Roberto's saying what's up from Jersey. If I say your name, go ahead and give a thumbs up on the video. That way we get some more people on here. So someone's asking, how hard was the S52 swap? Thinking of doing one. So honestly, it's not that hard. I would say the hardest part is gathering all of the parts. Let me pop the hood for you guys so I can kind of show you how it looks in there. Right now it's running, it's idling. I did the car super quiet. But yeah, pretty much the hardest part is acquiring all the parts. So acquiring a good engine, clutch, all the swap pieces, you know, everything like that. So this is how the swap is looking. So I think it looks very, very clean. I see a couple thumbs up there, but I know we got a couple more guys in here. Just smash that button real quick. But yeah, basically the hardest part is, well, stuffing it in there is kind of difficult, and then just gathering all the little things. So that's why what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm going to be making videos on all of the stuff on this. I've done like very detailed videos that I've filmed so that you guys can follow step by step, and I'm gonna leave like parts in the description so you guys will know like exactly what parts I use. I'm thinking about maybe doing a blog style type of thing where I do a write-up as well, and you can go to my website and possibly like click all of those links to get the particular parts, because it helps out the channel that way. And it just makes life easier for you guys, because I know me finding all the parts with help from other guys like CA Tuned and Race German and stuff like that, it helped a ton. But hardest part of the swap, I mean, I'm just gonna say time. Nothing was really super difficult. It was just time consuming. It's not the quickest swap if you do it right. I know a lot of people kind of throw these things in here just out of a donor car and don't really change any of the gaskets, don't really do any of that stuff. So yeah, I would say like that's kind of one of the things, is just getting the parts and just popping it in there. So someone is saying, congrats on the swap. Have any advice for M40 318 head removal? Any tips? I've never done that, but I would say, yeah, I don't know. Motor out of the car would definitely be easier. If you're gonna go bust it down as much as doing the head, I would just go and pull the whole motor out, because seriously, taking one of these motors out takes less than 2 hours, probably about an hour. And then throwing it back in is not hard either, just hooking up all the stuff. So you could refresh all those things at the same time, because it sounds like you're gonna be doing a head gasket or something. So I would do that. So Roberto's saying start it. It is started, it's running right now. So you guys can see. I know this is kind of for you guys that care, right? So pretty bitchin'. I am really let me get back to you guys. I'm really liking the way it sounds. I made it super quiet also, So I still have the stock E30 exhaust on the thing. Oh, also guys, I switched to I know I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm always all over the place on these videos. I switched to Euro bumpers. So I switched to plastic Euro bumpers in case you guys didn't notice. So that looks pretty sweet. And then yeah, this is kind of like the 3.2 version of the car, I would say, due to the S52. And it looks pretty amazing. So let's see what the next question on here was. So start it. Where are we? James is from Reading. What's up, man? Pete, what's up, dude? Just picked up a 92 E30 318 vert. Awesome. Those things are so cool. I love E30s. They're such a good car. Love the E30 body. Are you still running the CA2 coilovers? Yes, I am. So I have the competition spec coilovers on the car. The comp are 10K in the front. They were 12K in the rear. I actually switched recently to an 8K in the rear. That seemed to help with a little bit of tire lift. And I actually just welded the diff on the thing because on track, the car was a real pain in the butt. Just spinning like one tire. So it's actually got a welded diff now. I just welded one of the 373 opens I have. If you guys are in the NorCal area and you follow me on Instagram at Blake's Garage, please let me know if you have a 325 or what is it? 3.25 rear diff LSD. That'd be awesome because I'd love to pick one up. Man, this thing looks good. It looks good. Let's see what else we got on here. Look at that finger. So yeah, I am still running those coilovers. Vic Victorious says, what up from Miami? What up, man? Weight difference from the M20. I haven't noticed really a difference in the way the car feels as far as handling from the weight difference. Car feels great. Balance feels awesome. I'm not sure. No, actually, I did go weigh it on the scales. I went and weighed it on the scales. I forgot about that. With me in it and a bunch of crap in the trunk, it weighed 26. No. Yeah, what did it weigh? I think it weighed 2,800 with me in it. So I'm like 180 pounds. So, you know, deduct that. Plus, I'm serious, guys. I had a bunch of tools in the back of the trunk. I had like all this stuff because I had gone to pick and pull. So I had like a, yeah, I had a bunch of like power tools in the back that probably weighed another 80 pounds, I figured. So, yeah, I mean, thing was, it's still pretty lightweight, but it, you know, it has a little bit of weight to it now. Sure. Let's see what else we got. All right, weight difference. Step one done. Yeah. I don't know what step one is. I think that means like the car. Let me know what you mean by that. What transmission is in it? So 5-speed ZF from a 98 M3. And then I put in the CAE shifter. This thing is awesome. I'll have a video on the install of this, guys. This shifter is amazing. It's so good. It auto centers to third. I'll kind of show you guys real quick because honestly, the shifter is one of my favorite parts about the car now. Check this out. So put it in gear. This is neutral right here, so it self-centers to third. And if you're like over this way, self-centers to third. So first gear is right there. Check out the side play. There's absolutely none. Second gear, no side play. All you got to do to go to third is you can literally just push forward and it auto centers to third. So check this. That's just me pushing straight forward. That's in third gear, fourth gear there, and fifth gear. So fourth, third, second, first. It's amazingly tight. It's so good. I absolutely love the shifter and recommend it to anybody, really any car. So yeah. So yeah, that's the transmission. All right. Vic says thumbs up. Guys, if you haven't given a thumbs up, go ahead and give a thumbs up. We're doing this live, getting some views out there. Figured I'd pump out a video while it's still like light outside. Pete's Motogram says, what did the swap cost? So I think with everything that I did, engine wise and all of that stuff, if you add everything up, I think it's right around $10,000. that's kind of where I would put the swap. As far as miscellaneous stuff, little things, you know, like putting the M3 style, you know, wiring covers on it, like getting new boots, you know, just figuring out all those little things, the cost of the motor, transmission. I'm including the CAE shifter in there because, I mean, for me that was kind of a must. But I mean, so you could deduct $1,500 right there because that's an expensive shifter. You could deduct a lot of things, you know, the clutch, the flywheel setup. If you had something that was kind of more stock, it might be a lot cheaper. So that's kind of where I'm gonna put that at, guys. Muscle versus tuner, what's up, dudes? Haven't seen you guys in quite some time. Glad you're still in my notification squad. That's awesome. Hello there, good to see you guys. Let's see what else we got. Take it drifting yet? That's from Danny. I mean, around the block. I've taken it by downtown Sacramento area, and yeah, I've definitely like slid it around quite a bit with the welded diff. So I did weld the diff in the thing. I took it on track diff. If you guys have not checked the video, check my video. I'm like needing to edit all the videos, and honestly, like I kind of wanted to like add some stuff. Like I'm saying, I kind of want to get a little bit more involved for you guys as far as like a website type thing and all that. But these are like barely not scraping, so I need to lift it a little bit in the rear right now. But the welded diff is rad, and it will do some skids. So keep asking questions, guys, if you have not. How's the stock E30 brakes for track use? So he's saying I have a 1991 318 IS with the M52. That'll be fine for track use. No idea what to expect brakes. So braking system on this car. I know a lot of people, like when they do a swap, they do a 944 Porsche booster. Some people go straight to manual brakes where they like change over to the chase bay, delete the ABS. I did not want to do that. Left the ABS on the car. Yeah, it's a race car, but like ABS definitely helps you. It saves on tires. You don't want to flat spot tires. That costs a ton of money. So the brake feels awesome. I put Castrol React RBF brake fluid. So it's like probably $120 worth of brake fluid in the car. Brake fluid is huge. Go with the best stuff. That's the stuff I recommend if you're going to be tracking the car. If you're just daily in your car and you're not that crazy, whatever, you can get away with cheap stuff. But then for brakes, I went with cooling. I did get I think these are Stop Techs. These are just slotted. Sorry if it's kind of dark, guys. It's getting kind of dark out. Go with the, I don't know if you can see up in there, but in there is the brake cooling. So I did put brake duct cooling in there, and that comes in through this little area. God, it's starting to get dark. That's why I was trying to do this kind of while it's still light out. But that is sufficient for me. So I have G-Lock R12s in the front and R10s in the rear. And that's what it's all about, is your brake compound real close, like on a Lotus and one of the videos, out braking tons of cars. And they did amazingly with the cooling. I can't say if you don't have the cooling, I don't know. But car did phenomenal. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to something better, but honestly on track, that was great. So I hope that kind of answers the question. Danny says do a burnout. Well, can't really do a one-handed burnout, and I don't really want to do one back here, but I'm sure you'll see something. Mr. E30 says, evening Blake, what's up, man? Keep asking some questions down here. Let me know. What's the spec difference between an M20 and S52? Okay, so this is a US spec S52 in the car, and it had an M20, M20 B25i, so the I motor. I want to say from the factory, I think BMW rates that motor at, I think it's like 168 or 169 horsepower. And I don't remember the torque. I think it's around 130, something like that. I know we put this car on the dyno and we did get some numbers. There's a dyno video, so if you want to know what the M20 made, great. I'm thinking I'm going to throw this car on the dyno. I want to throw it on with the S52 intake manifold. That's what's on here right now. So the reason I want to do that is because that's not really a huge power gain. This is still like the stock engine here, the way BMW designed it. I have an M50 manifold chilling, ready to go, and I just kind of want to do that after the fact. I think it'd be a cool before and after video for comparison of like what it's actually making on a Mustang dyno. So this motor, US spec, in this form right here, I think is supposed to make 250 horsepower, and that's, you know, crank horsepower. So I'm hoping that if I throw this on the Mustang dyno, it cracks like 200, 210, something like that. But that's NA power, guys, so that's like all over the board. And I mean, the car is a night and day difference. It's lighting up, second gear, no problem. Third gear, a little bit even, because it's, you know, so lightweight, basically. Sorry, dude, I cannot read your name. Kodesha Goldie, what's up, man? How's it going? Sorry if I butchered that name. Spin in, what's up, dude? Thanks for the thumbs up. Roberto said, is it better to have a welded diff for track use? Definitely not. The welded diff is not like an amazing thing for track use. A limited slip is going to be ideal, but the open was just kind of garbage. If you drive a car like not really on the limit of like what you're going to be doing for braking traction and stuff like that, like I guess what I'm saying is if you're kind of slow and you're not fully utilizing the car, you could probably get away with the open diff, at least for a while. When you start getting faster on track and, you know, you start cutting those corners, I don't know, with a little more speed and stuff like that, you start lifting a tire and you're really working that suspension, what you're gonna do is unload one of the tires, and then, you know, you're gonna get one tire fire. And that's what I was battling last time at the track. So I was hoping to get in another track day this year. I don't know that I'm going to, unless I can like find one that just works. And it'd be awesome, but I do think that I will have more fun on track. I do think the car will be faster on track, but I definitely would not recommend a welded diff on track, because it's just not what you want. Most likely the car may have a little bit of a understeer because of that, because it's always constantly trying to spin both tires at the same speed. You can't get one tire to go slower. You're basically just, you know, breaking traction and that sort of thing. So I can't say that that's the best thing, but I do think I'm gonna have more fun on track. Keep asking questions, guys. We got 24 people in here. Ask away. Let me know what you want to know about the Berty30, and I'll let you know. Elvis says, Blake, why didn't you opt for a modified subframe to keep that engine rear sump being as you track cars as much as you do? Okay, that's a good question, Elvis. Oh, Steve, thanks. $5. Thanks, dude. I know Steve. Thank you, dude. That's awesome. So, hey, Steve, ask me a question. If you want to ask me a question, that'd be cool. And super chats are definitely appreciated. Let's see. So why did I not modify it to a rear sump? Well, at the time, no one was actually doing those rear sumps. There was one company for the S54 swap stuff, and he just kind of stopped making stuff as far as what I heard. And there is another guy that just popped up recently, and he is doing those modified subframes. So for me, it was, well, the E34 oil pan and all that situation with the front sump was great. But what I needed to do is convert the oil pan situation. I might just turn the car off, guys, because I know it like ticking and all that stuff. Might be whatever. I'll give you a couple more revs. So it revs very quickly, which is super nice with the, this is kind of annoying. Okay, that's better. Look at that. I bet you guys can hear me now. So what was the question we were on? I got kind of off on a topic. Gosh, what was, oh, modified subframe. Yes. Okay. So why not do the modified subframe? So that's pretty expensive. Also, if I did that route, it would have just made me want to go like S54, which I totally do want to go S54. Don't get me wrong. I do think that this power level, however, is like a great balance for the chassis. It doesn't feel overwhelmed. It's not getting super crazy. It definitely has a lot of torque and a lot of power. But yeah, I mean, an S54 would be rad. Obviously, an extra like 100 NA horsepower. That would be freaking sick. But, you know, S54 is substantially more for the engine and transmission package and all that stuff, so I would have been spending quite a bit more money. So yeah, basically no one was really making it at the time when I wanted to do this, so that's why I went with the E34 front sump. I did the I forget how you even say it. Is it Achilles or something like that, the oil sump? So you guys will see the modification video for that where we TIG welded in like a little thing into the pan. That way we, you know, helped oil starvation. So that's cool. Did all those oil mods, welded the nut, you know, for the oil pump and that sort of thing. That's just kind of what you do. So yeah, that was great. Got a couple, oh gosh, it's popping up. What up? So yeah, that's why I didn't do it. I think the oil system will be fine with that. Apparently on these cars, you just kind of put like 1 extra quart of oil in them when you're tracking them. And that also helps the oil scavenging and all that stuff. It still has the stock windage tray too from the E34. So you guys will see a video on that soon. I hope that kind of answers that question. And it's expensive. I did modify my subframe with garagistic stuff. I'll kind of walk around the car. That way you guys can get some more view of things and not just hear me. But I did modify the subframe by like reinforcing it and stuff like that. So Pete says, I have an 87 E30 vert, starting to work on it, rebuilding all the bushings and installing the CA-tune coilover soon. Thanks for answering the questions. No problem, dude. Glad you could benefit from that. Thanks for watching the videos. Definitely appreciate it. And yeah, doing all the bushings is like such a huge upgrade on these cars. If you're driving around with old bushings, it's like cheap. It does take a bit of time to do, but it's one of those things you can do yourself and you're gonna benefit greatly on the road from doing it. Roberto said, where did you get your motor from and what was the price range for the M52? So it's an S52. I don't know the price range on an M52. Actually, I was going to buy an M52 at one point for $1,200. And that included a ZF transmission, I want to say, with everything, with a wiring harness. Then I got this S52 with the ZF, the OE wiring harness that was altered. I did get that altered by Castle Performance, so I sent that out to have that redone, which I definitely recommend instead of one of those like little adapters. The adapters are cool, but Castle does a super clean job of being able to have like all your wiring just neatly tucked, and the OE, like, you know, 20 pin if you need to connect in there is all right here. But yeah, I know I get off topic on these. I just kind of want to show you guys stuff, which is always fun. Oh my god, it's a pain in the ass. Hold on, I don't know why I took that off. Okay, so yeah, that stuff's always fun. Oh, S52. So I paid $1,600 for the S52 and the ZF 5-speed, which I guess is a really good deal, and that's rad that I got that deal. But that's my price range. I think like that to $2,000, and I think like an S54 is like $3,000 to $4,000 just for the engine. So yeah, that's kind of why. So yeah, that's the range on that. What are the must-do mods, Pete? I don't know if you mean for the car in general or if you mean for the swap. I'm just gonna go with what are the must-do mods on the car. If it's me, I would do all the bushings on the car. I would do a Z3 rack with the Magnus Racing Team bump steer correction kit. That is one of my favorite things that I've done to the car. Also CAE shifter, just a dope shifter. Those would be like my top 2 things that I would do to one of these cars. The M20 is fine, honestly. Like stock power levels, even with the auto, I had a ton of fun in this car. They're just great cars. They're super fun, but the 5-speed's cool, you know. So I hope that kind of helps with that. So Roberto says first M50. Roberto says, so price range for the M52. So like M50, I think people are picking those up for like $500-ish, but really, I mean, that's going to be like one of those junkyard things. I feel like you could find a used E36 and legitimately pull the motor out and do it that way. I recently got that that E36. If you guys haven't watched my videos, I got that E36 for free. It's running, it's driving good. I've cleaned it up a ton. It's looking really, really good now, and I got that for free. So that was a free M52 and ZF 5-speed. So I don't know if you can beat that, but it's running pretty damn good, and that's rad. So yeah, I guess like $1,200 to like free. Let's just say right there. basically whatever you can find one for. And I try to get one out of a running car that, you know, someone's trying to do something with. Mr. E30 says, do you think Apex will produce 17-inch ARC 8Rs forged? And how are you finding the turning radius on the concaves? Turning radius is fine because these cars are always really good with the turning radius. I did recently kind of change up the spacers. So before I was running, gosh, I was running, right now I'm only running 5 millimeter worth of spacers. Before I was running 20 millimeters of spacer up front, which is why I had the fender kind of pulled out. And now I'm like barely tucking. And you can see it tucks, but it's definitely tight. And these are 255s. I'm not gonna recommend 255s, putting 255s on your car, but it worked for me just because I got the tires for free. They're, you know, free scrubs, Hankook RS3s, and I'm like, I had the wheels sitting in my garage. Why the hell not put them on? Let me turn on the light, guys. Hang on. Bear with me. Boom. Shine a little light on this subject. Okay, so yeah, turning radius is pretty good. I probably won't run 255s. I would probably run 235 40 R17s. I absolutely love the look of the concaves. I think the car looks badass. It just really makes it look just super aggressive with that look. So that's what I think. So reasonings for a S52 versus other BMW engines. Because it was available to me, because it was reasonably priced, I went with the S52. I wanted, like, dream motor was the S54 build, but again, I knew that the S52 was something that I could do in a reasonable amount of time. I know it still took a long ass amount of time, but I don't make that much money on the channel, so everything that you guys do with, you know, support of buying t-shirts, watching the videos, buying stickers, all that stuff goes directly back into the channel, into purchasing parts and doing mods for this car, you know, the S3, the M4, all of that stuff. You know, all those things are for making content, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, like, I actually thought about doing an M54 at one point, not an S54, but an M54, just because I was looking at oh gosh, what's his name, dude from Lithuania, Norb Film's car, and he had an M54, and that thing seemed to rip. So I was thinking about that at one point too. So what was the turnaround time for sending the DME and harness out to be flashed and modified? You're looking at like about a week and a half. I would talk to Castle Performance. You know, they did a great job doing all that stuff, like doing the harness and doing all that stuff. It was great. As you can see, here's like the DME right here. This is the OE. I'll show you guys this better in the future, guys, but you know, this is just on my cell phone. But this little mount is a BMW like OE one, for a 5 Series. I think it's for a 528i, something like that, and that made it super clean too. I got the M3 trim from Kessel, and they did all the wiring harness stuff, so it was great, guys. Like, you'll see in the videos coming up, did the whole swap. Literally, it started first try, so there weren't really any issues. I was having a misfire issue for a little bit, and that was literally because this connector right here for the coil packs was slightly loose, and I was misfiring on one cylinder, and that was the only issue I really had with the car. The thing has been going great, so yeah, these swaps are pretty straightforward. I didn't even have like any leaks or anything like that, so it was really awesome. And that's why, you know, taking your time on a swap definitely helps. Blake, BMP conversions, yes, okay, thank you. Yeah, they're the new guys that I think are doing the subframes, pretty sure. When's the M70 swap happening? Yeah, probably not gonna do that. Great job, looks awesome, thanks James. Whoops. I don't know how to say your name, but Yona Doyle, what's up, dude? What up? Michael or Misha? Whoops. I'm hitting buttons on my phone, guys. Is beam swap on the E30 hard to do? I would say probably, because I don't know that anyone makes like motor mounts. So you'd probably have to do your own custom motor mounts. You'd also have to figure out what you're going to do for the wiring harness and adapt it. So it would definitely be a harder swap. However, I think that would be a rad swap to do. I think that like K swaps are super cool too. I know a lot of people have been doing that as well. And yeah. So Pete says, yep, must do mods on the car. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I was saying, steering rack, literally one of my favorites. CAE shifter, literally one of my favorites. All the suspension mods just put together, but like those two things are just huge. Like with the steering rack, that's number one. It's so damn good. It's crazy how good it is. So do the steering rack swap if you haven't. If you're still 4 turns lock, it's horrible. The stock E30 steering rack is garbage, and you should change it. I'm so bad at reading, guys. Mowdy says, hey, for budget wise, would you recommend stock bushings or garagistic ones? Definitely get the garagistic ones. I think stock bushings are literally going to cost you more money. I heard good things about polyurethane ones, but I'm for budget. Yeah, stock bushings, I think you're going to pay more money for, honestly. I do not think that stock bushings are cheaper than aftermarket polyurethane bushings, as far as I know. I mean, if you went to BMW to get them. So one thing, when you do go polyurethane, the car is going to be a bit stiffer. So like motor mounts and like transmission mounts, those will transfer more NVH, noise vibration harshness, through the car. So definitely, you know, realize that. The tree house, the tree eyes, or whatever you call these things, these little guys, the offset guys, those are really nice in the front, but they do make a little bit of noise. Dude, Mr. E30, you're awesome. Thanks for the 10 bucks. That totally helps the channel. That's awesome, man. Thanks, guys. Those super chats are rad. Let's see. So yeah, I would go with polyurethane. Garagistic ones are good. CA Tune makes them as well. A couple other ones like Integrated makes them. Almost said Integrated Engineering. That's a Audi company. I forget the name of them. Ireland Engineering. They make Condor Speed Shop makes them, but those are Delrin. If it's a street car, don't do Delrin, because that's like a solid mount. They're rad if you're trying to go race car. I didn't even do those in my car. That's something that I could do in the future, but yeah, I did not do that. First name, last name, fastest lap times with the E30 on Cali tracks. So I don't know if you're asking me like, what are the fastest times? Or what did I do? I don't know. I did like a 130 at Thunderhill West in this car, which is good. It's not blazing fast. Just for an example, my buddy Mark in his E46 M3 track car, gutted, caged, rad, NTO1s, it's a full track prep car. He was running 126, so I was running 130, so 4 seconds slower. However, I was 1 tire firing it, and honestly, I think I could be right there with the proper LSD, because I was getting people in like all the corners and all that stuff, but once I get a tight section, I'd start 1 tire firing, and I couldn't keep up. And I should have been able to keep up. I just could not pull out of the corners. So honestly, the car should be right there with some, faster M3s and stuff. So seriously, it's going to be pretty good. I mean, I'll be posting videos, track videos, and then I don't know, you can find some stuff to compare it to, but honestly, I don't see that many track videos posted with E30s. So yeah, we'll let you know. So again, Mr. E30, thanks for all the videos. Thanks for the super chat. That was awesome, man. Thanks for the $10. That is super cool. What are you doing for an expansion shank? I wanted to integrate, but my M52 is too small for my turbo setup. So I think what you mean by that, don't quote me because I don't have an M42. I said M52, but M42, I think that's the integrated one, like on the actual radiator on the side. I am just using, God, it's getting dark, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna grab a light. Sorry about the darkness. Sorry about the darkness. I'll grab my... If you guys want to get or ask for something for Christmas, this thing is a lifesaver. Super rad. Here, I'm gonna throw my phone down just for a second. This light is amazing. If you guys don't have an outside light, I would highly recommend one, because when it gets dark out this early, it sucks, and this actually saves you, so where you can like do a bunch of stuff, even cleaning your car. So yeah, I'm running the 325i late model coolant expansion tank. And for radiator, I'm using the Coil Rad. This is their new one for late model E30s and E36s. Super nice radiator. It's very thick. So that was one of the hardest parts. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like clearance wise here, literally I had to shave down the nub on the front of the water pump to where the fan went on. I had to shave this much off so it would fit, if that makes sense. And that worked. However, yeah, that was like a pain to get in there. So having a thinner radiator would definitely be good, I guess. Not as far as cooling, but just as far as space. And also having a, this is a pull. So if you had a push style fan on the front, if you deleted AC, then you'd be fine. But yeah, with this, it's like that. But anyways, this is the tank I'm using. I replaced it with the OE one with an original, and I used the CA tuned hoses, they're silicone hoses. This is for an M20 hose, actually. Yeah, it's an M20 hose, and it worked out good. Gosh, that's rubbing a little bit right there. I may have to put some sort of rubber in between that so that doesn't cut. Thanks for showing me that. Or making me look. All right, so I'm gonna go back up here. So yeah, that's what I used. And then yeah, your M42, I would probably upgrade to, you know, a bigger one. I know a lot of people do Z3 style radiators. Those have a really thick core, and you could do that. Like I think it's the 1.8 liter Z3 that has a really good radiator, and people do that for swaps. Having it done, would you recommend someone build an E30 race car nowadays? Still good and compatible for racing? Yeah, definitely. I think that this car is amazing. It's really fun on track. It does great. You know, it still has that nostalgic look. It's pretty lightweight. But if you're going for cost-wise, you might just want to go with the E36. I think that that's your best bang for your buck car right now for drifting, or, you know, or for track, just because the components are really cheap and that sort of thing. So I would buy E36 M3, because honestly, you can probably, you know, spend a little bit of money, and it's an amazing track car, and then add power as you need to later. Maybe swap it, you know, do a S54 swap on that thing, and it would be rad. But an E30 is great. The downsides are the rear suspension, because it does have like the rear trailing arms, whereas the E36 has better suspension geometry. So that's where you kind of lack a little bit. But I mean, the thing rips. I was right on the ass of a, you know, a Lotus, like a brand new Lotus, and dude was pushing it. He was flying off track and stuff. Well, not flying off track, but losing traction and stuff like that. And I'm pushing him through the corners. So this thing competes no problem. I was actually battling it out a little bit with a Cayman. What was it? Was it a Cayman? Gosh, I want to say it was a Cayman GT4, but I'm not 100% sure. I know it was at least a Cayman S. I'd like to think it was a GT4, but dude was behind me, or getting up on me, and I let him. What was it? Oh, we were battling it out, and finally I let him pass because he was kind of on me. But I mean, I was having a blast trying to get away from him. He was just catching up in the tight corners again because that wide tire fire, but I was pulling on him everywhere else. So that was really fun. Which is, you know, obviously this car is supposed to shine on the tight corners. So that's why I'm saying the diff totally limited me where these cars are really supposed to shine. In the tight twisties, it was lacking. I was getting destroyed in those areas by every car. So that rear diff should totally help. So yeah, I would say it's still an awesome car to race in and have some fun. Did you think about E30 1J or 2J swap? It will get a lot of views. I thought about it a little bit. I do think it would be cool, but I do know that 1Js and 2Js, I think they weigh quite a bit more than these engines, as far as I know. If you guys know otherwise, let me know. But also, I mean, it would have been a lot more work. I don't know. I would have to do a standalone and that sort of thing. And that's like right there is another $1,200. Maybe in the future, if the channel starts making a little bit more money, I could do like a cooler swap. That's why I was saying I went with the S52. It's a really good motor, but S54 would have been goals to do. But like I said, a lot of money, and this I could make happen right away. So I know you guys feel that, and I try to make all these videos and do all that stuff, but you know, it costs a lot of money. What's next for the car? Jason is asking. First name, last name also said what up. If you guys have not given a thumbs up, go ahead and do that. So next is tires. Definitely need to get some different tire setups, getting the suspension dialed in the rear of the car. Also, I need to clean up the like shifter area. There's a little bit of wiring there because I didn't run that console. It's just kind of chilling there. What else? Probably do a different exhaust system in the future, because I did run stock. I wanted it to be really quiet, but I do think it's restricting. But what I wanted to do is throw it on the dyno, like I'm saying, do the M50 manifold, throw it on the dyno after getting the stock baseline, do the M50 manifold, see what kind of power gains happen there, maybe come back with a different header exhaust setup. I'm kind of liking the Bimmer World exhaust setup. It looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a Super Sprint style one. That would be kind of nice. So yeah, so I'm thinking that, and then really just like get some seat time in the thing, because I mean, I've done a lot of work to it. So thanks for asking the question, Jason. Raymond Ross says, how streetable is the car with 95A poly bushings front to back? So that is pretty much what I have, except for the tree eye bushings in the front there. Those are Del Ren. Honestly, I'll street this car, but I know that's not really like the answer. It kind of just all depends on what your version of street is. I think if it's your only car and you want it to handle really good and you don't really care about noise or harshness, I mean, you won't really care. But if you do care, and you know, someone's gonna be like, why is your car so stiff and that sort of thing, like, all right, maybe don't do that, maybe do the 80. But honestly, I'd probably go 95, because I don't think it's that horrible. It does make a little bit of noise, but just put a little bit of lube on the bushings, and I think it'll be fun. So James says that setup does not look fun, laugh out loud. I don't know what you mean. What setup? What setup doesn't look fun? I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Christian, maybe he's joking. Maybe it's a enthusiasm, or God, I keep poking this. You know that. Says, what have been your past track cars? So past track car would be the Audi S3. I mean, I had the WRX. I didn't track that a bunch, but I did autocross that quite a bit. A lot of go-karting and stuff like that. The M4, tracked that a bit, and then lots of autocross in this as I was going. I've tracked a Miata. I tracked a Audi R8 for a track day. That was cool. And also a RS5. So that was pretty fun. God, I'm like sucking at scrolling through this. Sorry, guys. Let me get back. James says, am I carb legal? No, the answer to that is hell no. It is not. This is not at all carb legal. For now, we're good, but I'll have to do something with it. Jim says, what's up? Jim, if you haven't given me a thumbs up, please do. I would appreciate it. Pete says, thanks a lot, man, for taking the time to answer the questions. Looks good. Keep up the content. Otis says, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Just went to watch your Maxton A3 splitter install. First time here and saw your live video. Oh, awesome. Yeah, S3. And I forget what brand that splitter is, but the splitter is still holding up good too. So if you can grab one of those, I definitely recommend it. And thanks for popping over. Really appreciate it. Raymond says, sweet, thanks Blake, keep up the awesome videos. I say thank you very much. Jeffrey Jones 2000 said, I love your track videos, thanks man, I really appreciate it. Jim just gave me $2 and said, when am I gonna shave the beard? It's never, man. I can't do it. I trim it up all the time. I get it shaved, I shave it, I just don't shave it completely off. I get it trimmed up. Ask me some more questions down there below, guys. Super chats are always appreciated. We've already brought in $20 on this live stream, which is super awesome. We've been going for 46 minutes. Honestly, doing this live stream made more money than most of my E30 videos make, unless they get actual views. But I've just been slacking on editing, guys, so I need to do that. Can you let me know down below in the comments? Please let me know here, how do you guys feel about the format for doing these videos? Because what I'm thinking is like oil pan or oiling system, all that is a video. Stuff in the motor in the car, all of that is a video. Doing the valve cover, gaskets, and doing all that stuff, refreshing the gaskets up there, video. With the intake manifold stuff, wiring harness, wiring up the whole thing, video for that, exhaust, video for that, shifter, transmission. Shifter will probably be an individual video, transmission will be an individual video, and transmission, clutch, that sort of thing. Let me know what you guys think about that. Please drop some comments down below there. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about doing parts of that, and then that way I have like what you guys need to buy in order to do the swap and make it happen. Sure. Geoffrey sounds like Jeffrey. All right, Geoff. I like Geoff. It's always good. Jeffrey. After you make a video, please organize them into a playlist so it's much easier to follow along. Okay, I do have a playlist, but yeah, you're right. I do need to do more individual videos, and maybe some more like individual breakdown stuff. So comment a little bit more down below. But how about if it's BMW S52 swap, electrical and wiring, that sort of thing, or BMW S52 swap, oil pan, I don't know, a couple keywords in there. Let me know what you guys think about that, because it does help with getting your insight on all that stuff. So appreciate it. Jeffrey says, wiring, individual video, awesome, definitely will do. I know, like for me, so this car is OBD2, just so you guys know. If you weren't aware of that, I did do an OBD2 swap on the car. So the car was OBD1 before. The S52 is a OBD2 engine. I figured, why would I convert it to OBD1 and lose all of that diagnostic stuff that really helps you figure out like what the hell is going on with the engine, just to kind of simplify things. But sending the harness out to Castle, that totally helped that. So that's why I kind of did it that way. Andy says, yo. I say, what's up, dude? What up, Andy? So yeah, video specific mods and maintenance. Okay, yeah. So that's the other thing too, is like I'm thinking oil pan, like if you have a leaky oil pan, you might be doing that stuff too. So it kind of hits both those things. Valve cover kind of hits those things and all that. Cooling system, will be a video, how I did the fan, how I did the coolant, how I ran the rubber lines there and all that stuff, because those are all things you need. Those are all things you're going to replace, and it's good to know all that stuff. Tony says, yeah, I can't wait to watch all those, long anticipated. Thanks, man. I just got to get around to editing them. For an example, so the oil pan video, raw footage, is 2 hours of raw footage stuff. So I have like the oil pan, like welding in the oil pan baffle, the windage tray, the torque values, where all the bolts and stuff go, in case you don't know, changing out the oil pickup, welding up the oil pump, all that stuff. It's like 2 hours of raw footage. That's why I'm just like, I gotta edit it. I gotta make it happen. But yeah. Andy said, I ditched my WRX for an Audi a few months ago, kind of like you did. Awesome, Andy. And what do you think about that change? Are you glad? Did you blow up your Subaru and ditch it for an Audi? I definitely do like the Audi. I have to say, like, I'm spoiled, I guess. don't even think about the Audi anymore because I drive the M4 all the time. And I love the M4, and it kind of made me like forget about the Audi. But I did drive the Audi last weekend, and I'm like, damn, this is a good car and it's fast. So yeah, it's still a good car. I do really like the Audi still, but I got kind of spoiled with the M4, I gotta say. If you want to switch it up again, buy an M4 because they are awesome too. So we're not really getting that many comments down here, but so I think we'll kind of peace out. I've almost been live streaming for like an hour now, which is cool. We've almost made $20 an hour now. This video has made $20, so not bad. That's better, you know. That's like above minimum wage. That's not bad there. That's pretty good. Because making videos and all that stuff, it takes a lot of time, man. It does. Andy says, love it. Didn't blow up the Subi. Just had enough. Well, I'm surprised. That's good. Yeah, the Audi is much more refined. It's a better ride. You know, they're more reliable. That's for sure. I definitely like the Audis. They're pretty good. And the all-wheel drive system is pretty dang good too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bail out of here, guys. Thank you to everyone that stayed in here. Like I said, videos to come. I'm in the dark. Where am I? I am in the dark. Andy says he loves M cars. Yeah, dude, don't drive one. Do drive one, but I say don't drive one because then you'll want one. But they're really, really fun. Just all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. That's why BMWs are cool. Yeah, no, I like this a lot. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you have not liked, please like. We got 17 likes and 18 guys still in here. So hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone that, we got one more question. Difference between OBD1 and OBD2. You've got to do stomp tests on OBD1 as far as I know. OBD2, you can put a scanner on it and you can read what all the sensors are doing. So OBD2 is smarter, came in after 1996. So from 1995, OBD1, pretty sure, and 1996 was the year where it went to OBD2, and that has like more smog stuff built in, but it's in the emissions thing. So yeah, it's OBD2 is better. Let's just put it that way. I'd Google it if you want a little more info. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you soon. Later, and wrench on.